Welcome to the Film Junket podcast.
One man, the CEO of a big studio, apparently was supporting wrongful acts behind the scenes. Kevin Sujiharo in Dickhead! What's happening, guys? Dave, the Film Junkie here. Woo! Wow, that was quite an opening. I apologize if I hurt anybody's ears. I tend to do that, just to let you guys know. Anybody who's new to my stuff, and by the way, I must, God, another thing too is I go off on little tangents because I get random thoughts in my head. My brain constantly is just going all over the place. I guess I should start off the show by saying thank you. Thank you to you all. Anybody who's listening, anybody who hasn't, I guess that doesn't make sense. You guys, 30,000. I crossed 30,000 subscribers yesterday. And yeah, quite a feat. I mean, every time you do the 5,000 increments, it's always a feat, it seems. When I first started this thing, I mean, back in like 2011. Yeah, I know. It seems like, what the fuck? 8 years ago, Dave. The hell's taking so long? Well, I really didn't kick my channel into gear until like 2013, 2014. Basically when BVS was announced, that's when it, really I started taking it big time seriously. But I mean, I was, you just don't know how this whole venture is going to work out. And, I mean, I still can't, live off this, which sucks, but it's all good. It's something to do. It's something that keeps my time because, I'm not, being the fact that, I come home and now I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. So got to keep something to occupy my brain, right? I mean, that's one of the things about life, about people, I mean, especially with guys, and I know, we're in an era where fuck guys and all the shit that guys do, but it's like, yeah, okay, who's going to build your bridges? Who's going to haul your trash and clean out your sewers? I don't see the women folk fighting for equality for those kind of jobs. No, already starting off like that. How dare you, Dave? By the way, I'm drinking still my Pinot Noir kick. It's a different brand, though. So I tried a different brand, and it's, it's different. And it's still good. So there's that. Anyways. Yeah, you need something to strive for. You need a goal. You just need something, And sadly, I mean, as much as I can enjoy my reality job, which I know a lot of people still ask, what do you do? And basically what I am, my actual title, and it's funny because it's one of the things that was asked when I was doing jury duty, was my actual title at my job is OSP engineer. Doesn't that sound fancy? Doesn't that sound like I should be rich and I should be just doing like crazy off the wall, just crazy things? What are you doing, Dave? You're an engineer? Well, OSP means outside plant. Basically what that means is, well, let's see. Well, I basically design and engineer telecom plant for various telecom companies. And what plant means is, well, if you look outside and you look at telephone poles, utility poles, and of course you see, most of the time you see electric on the top, and then below that, quite a few feet below that, you see a bunch of other lines, and that's your cable TV, that's your telephone, that's fiber lines, that's all kinds of shit. And basically, and especially in newer areas, you'll see boxes everywhere. You'll see boxes in the ground and this, that, and this. And if you were to open them, you'd see the exact same thing, except, obviously it's not hung up on a pole. Well, I help design some of that for different telecom companies. They say, okay, for instance, right now, one of the things I'm working on is a new tract area, tract homes is what they call it. A new community is being built, new homes and everything like that. So basically, I'm taking information that's given to me and I'm going, okay, we're going to be running conduit, so then cable or fiber cable can be ran to each one of these homes. So basically what I'm doing is taking the drawing of, a tract drawing and putting it into AutoCAD. Some of you might not be familiar with that. Some of you might. It's just a program for doing all this stuff. And so the layout, the basic overhead layout is right there. And basically I got to make sure that every single one of these new homes will have some conduit ran to it. So I'm drawing the conduit in and the cable, where the cable is going to go. That's just one factor of it. Another factor is another company that's up north in California. They're placing fiber in various locations to various businesses. So somebody went out there, did a site walk, which I've done too. That's what we call it, site walk. Basically, you just walk in and you go, hey, I'm here to make sure that you can get some cable. Because I used to do that, but as, residential homes, and like, hey, I'm coming in to install your cable. But this is, of course, a grander scale. Now I got to make sure that, hey, these businesses, they need a piece of fiber. They need fiber ran to their control room, and then they can have some super fast internet and good phone service and everything. So I've done the sidewalk stuff. I don't do it here. I did it at my old job, which is actually a lot of fun because you actually leave the office, walk around, get some exercise, get some vitamin D, fresh air. Jeez. It sucks that now all I do is like sit in the office. I used to do both at my old job, but that company fucking, ran itself into the ground. Literally. It's not there anymore. That office closed down, apparently. I haven't gotten an update. I should check in on that because I heard it was supposed to close at the end of last year, but then I heard that they postponed it. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, so a fielder actually does various different things. And I know various different things about this profession, There's different things that you have to do, and I'm not going to go over every one of them because I don't want to bore the absolute shit out of you guys. But my initial stuff is like, okay, they go out there, and there's a basic already design, and the fielder goes, okay, here's what's out here. Go for it. And then with the AutoCAD stuff, which I use to design some of my shirts, most of my shirts, all of my shirts, really. I don't know why I said some. But, and I just kind of draw the layout of wherever area. And it's like, and then we got to submit it to the various different cities, counties, whatever the fuck. And it's like, here's my drawing, here's where we're running stuff, and here's that, and this, that, and this. It's basically, I'm just making work prints, for all this stuff. So that's what I do. Some people still ask what I do, and that's what I do. So, I don't really call it's not spiffy engineering like I'm fucking designing buildings or something like that. No, that's crazy. No, I'm just designing, hey, this area is going to need some fiber. Let me figure out how to make that happen. That's what I'm engineering, which I guess, in a sense, is pretty good because everybody wants lightning fast internet and this, that, and this. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, it sucks because, when you work for a company like this, it's different because it's very production based. And it's all about the work that's coming in from actual companies that are doing this stuff, like your Verizons, your Frontiers, your Spectrum, Time Warner, whatever the hell you want to, whatever is there. And, when certain people don't know what the fuck they're doing, which is one of the reasons why I got brought back to this company that I worked previous, it's because people don't know what the fuck they're doing. And, I'm not sitting here thinking I'm an expert. I'm not. I'm definitely not an expert. When I say like, oh yeah, I'm an OSP engineer. Oh, did you go to school for that? No, I didn't. I've always said I went to the University of YouTube when it comes to certain stuff. And, you just kind of figure it out and just learn on your own. And sometimes that's just the best thing to do. I mean, experience goes such a long way. Experience and knowing people really goes a long way. I mean, yeah, you could have a spiffy little degree in this, that, and this, but I know people. I've had friends that have went to school, done the school thing, hours and hours and hours, sleepless nights studying. I can't go out tonight because I'm studying, and just on a fucking caffeine diet, trying to get through school. And then once they get their degree and they're out, they're working at fucking Starbucks. And then end up going into a profession that they didn't go to school for. This just tells me that college can be a complete waste of time and money. Especially money, because it is super expensive. I tried. I have a semester, guys. You don't even know. I have a semester. It's hard to believe, I know, but I have a semester of community college under my belt. That's right. Semester. Yeah. When it was my choice to go to school, yeah, I chose not to. I thought it was a complete waste of time. I sat in one of those stadium seating fucking auditoriums or classrooms, whatever you want, where you're listening to somebody lecture, and I've fallen asleep. It's so boring, this, that, and this. I tried, and it's just, as soon as I was done with high school, I was just done doing that. I really was. And I just wanted to work. That's all I did. Of course, when I got into community college, mom was happy, dad was happy, this, that was happy. And then when they found out I dropped out, they were not happy. But I was working, fry cook, bus boy, both at the same time at one point. And then I got this cable job because I went to a job fair. And turns out, hey, I kind of know stuff like this because obviously, anytime my mom needed to like set something up video-wise or anybody, I kind of had, a unique knowledge of how things kind of worked. And I was curious about it. And then, got into that profession. And that was an actual full-time job. And that led to then being on the other side of it, which is kind of crazy. Because that's what happened with my last job. When I did the cable job, I ended up working for a company that did that kind of work running, telecom fiber stuff to businesses, designing and fielding and this, that, and this for that same company. I mean, it was almost like a full circle thing because I quit my cable job back in 2012. And then last year, it was like the year before or the beginning of last year, I ended up going back to that office because I was working for a company that was doing work for that. Full circle. I didn't, I showed up and I saw people that I knew before. And it was just so surreal and like, wow. And people were like, dude, what are you doing now? I'm like, well, now I'm fucking designing. And they were like, what? And it was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Somehow I made it to here. I went from, being one of you guys to that. It's just very crazy how life can take you down a path, and I enjoy it for the most part, but it can be very frustrating and also can be shitty at the same time too, because if work dries up, they tell you to go home without pay. That's what sucks about it. Luckily, that hasn't really happened with this, but it's, it's teeter-tottered big time because, we try to save this, the work from this company, and we, for the most part, did, but at the same time, there's people that just fuck it up because they're just narcissistic. Narcissism is a big thing that I noticed when I came back to work for this company because, there's just a lot of people that are just running the shit and they thought their shit didn't stink. And it turns out it stunk like nothing else before, like rotten eggs on top of Indian food. I mean, my God. Yeah. Oh, my God. So, yeah, that's what I do. And then all of a sudden my friend goes, hey, man, who works for the gas company, goes, hey, they're hiring. Easy job. I can get you in, blah, blah, blah. It's more money. And I'm going, fuck. What do I do? It's more money, which is always good, especially since I'm probably going to have to file for bankruptcy to pay for my stupid appendix that got removed. Yeah, because I didn't have insurance at the time. And I'm kind of fucked. So I'm probably going to have to do that, file for bankruptcy, which is, that's just the way to handle it. But it's going to fucking hurt you for about 5 or so years. And, because my credit's going to be like nothing. It's going to be non-existent for like a good 5 years or so. But there's really nothing else I could do. And I'm like, more money sounds good. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, as much as, yes, I, especially me with my attention span and, being very energetic and active. Yeah, it sucks just sitting in an office all day for 8 hours. But at the same time, do I want to go back to the whole going to people's houses, and upgrading their meters? That's basically what the job would be. And doing that big time physical work again. Probably a bunch of overtime, which will take away from me doing this. Being really tired when I get home, where I probably will be less motivated to do this. Is it worth the extra money? Which is, it's not like a big, it's not a big increase at all. It's not. And God knows where I'll be working. There's just a lot of things. And I'm going, I don't know if I want to do that. The money sounds great. And, being outside sounds great. But at the same time, I'm going, I worry about this. How much is this going to suffer? How much is, because for the end game, I want to just be an entrepreneur. I want to be that. I want to make my own money. I want to generate my own income. Discussion, talk about shit, whatever the hell, That's what I'm talking about. But anyways, guys, so I'll figure that out. I mean, most likely I'm just going to stick with this company because, well, I could threaten to leave and they might give me an increase, which might be good. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to really do that. Like I said, it wasn't like a huge increase that if I were to work for the gas company, And, there's just a lot of things. So, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, guys, Zack Snyder, what's going on? Yeah, the Pasadena event, which is great. 3-night event. Yeah, I would love to be there all 3 nights to watch Dawn of the Dead, Watchmen, and BVS, all director's cuts. But I'm only going to go for the BVS night because, it's expensive. It's $100 a pop, which I know some people were shitting on that. And, thank you for those various people who were pointing out, the 1 or 2 people that were pointing out that this is a stupid thing. And it was all over the timeline. I'm like, guys, it's a good fucking day. It was a grand day. It was Snyder's birthday. It was like he announced this whole thing that we heard about months and months and months ago that he was going to do. And now you guys are fucking quote tweeting, a couple of assholes that think it's like a shitty idea. That's just the way we are, right? We're always doing that. We always have to fucking point out the minority of negativity. It's really stupid. And it pissed me off because I'm like, today's a happy day. We're supposed to be like, everybody wanting to celebrate Snyder and the stuff that he's done, the work that he's done that we all love. And the fact that he announced a new t-shirt, which is awesome, by the way. And, this whole event. And then everybody's going, oh yeah, fuck this guy. Look at this guy pointing. It's like, shut up. But it always has to happen because that's just the way we are. We're moths to a flame when it comes to negativity. It's so weird. And I'm not saying I'm like perfect on this. Trust me, I'm not. I've many times pointed out the negativity, and it's hard not to. It really is. It's for some reason, it's just embedded in our fucking DNA. It's weird. This is why anytime that stuff happens, I always talk about like the Leslie Jones thing with Milo Yiannopoulos. That whole thing happened. I mean, a majority of people were on Leslie Jones' side. But then there was like, probably about 15% of people that were giving her shit that night were negative. But, she made it sound like it was mostly that. I mean, we always make it sound like it's mostly that. This is why woke people in this fucking country make it seem like at least 49% of this country are white supremacist neo-Nazis who love Trump, absolutely think that, that yes, Hail Hitler kind of think, or Hail Hydra or whatever. They think that, when it's actually the people who think that, the fluffy, pasty-faced, balding guys who probably got laid when they found some fucking crazy, stupid, fat, or it's 0.00002% of the population, and most people are not racist, most people are not sexist, most people are not homophobic, most people just want to live a happy life and are genuine people that just want to fucking live their lives. But, of course, when you look at social media or you look at the media, it's like, oh yeah, half the country is fucked up and they're fucking pieces of shit. And it's like, no, that's not the case. This is why Jussie Smollett had to fake a hate crime, because maybe it's not so bad here. But there are hate crimes, and what Jussie Smollett did was take away from those people that are actually suffering from that. But we also have to point out that there are various hate crimes, not just on people of color. There are hate crimes happening with all people. We have to point it all out. Like I said before, I mean, I saw like a lot of videos where there was hate crimes performed on Jewish people that were happening from black people, and I'm going, and I didn't realize that there was always like a conflict right there with the black community and the Jewish community. I didn't realize that this was actually a thing, but apparently that was like partly a thing, and it's still happening to this day. And it's still happening, and it does happen with people of color from somebody that's white. Yes, that still happens too. But we can't just point out one side of it. That's the thing. And that's what happens, because that fits the narrative that this fucking country sucks. When it really doesn't. It doesn't. I used to be one of those people that fucking hated this country. Like, fucking hey, the government took down the Twin Towers. Even though I still think, 9/11, some of the things there are a little weird. But I was really, and I hated this country. I was like, I would express how much I hated a lot of things. But since then, I mean, that was like, I watched the Loose Change documentary, and I really did. But that was like 12 years ago that came out, And you kind of just go, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. And, we don't know what the fuck's going on with everything. It's just, I follow, like I said, I follow people from both sides of the spectrum. I follow people who praise the absolute shit out of Trump. I follow people who praise the shit out of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which she's pretty much the Trump of the left. And I know some people would not want to hear that, but she is. She very much is. It's the same thing. People on the right are obsessed with her, just like people on the left are obsessed with Trump. And anything that she does, they fucking write about negatively. Just like anything Trump does, it's the same fucking thing. They're both celebrities on the right and the left. It's really crazy. And but the thing is, though, it's like, I saw a hot take that said that Zack Snyder is like our Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I'm going, no. Snyder is way smarter than she is, because I read some of the stuff in the Green Deal. I've seen some of the stuff she says. She literally thinks, she said at a seminar or something, that the world's going to end in 12 years because of climate change. Of course, she doesn't really say that now. And a lot of the things in her Green Deal were like, whoa, okay, that sounds cool, but how are you going to achieve it? No, there's no answers to that. There's a lot of things in there, and of course they were pulling back on that. And then the day that I saw that hot take, like, her campaign was being like totally in hot water because of taking, money and stuff like that, which was like, yeah, that makes sense. She's a politician. It's just what's going to happen. All politicians are shady. It's just the way it is. Politics, right? Poly means many. Ticks means bloodsucker, right? Cheers. Yeah, doesn't matter. You can praise this shit no matter if you're on the right or the left. Doesn't matter. Politicians are shitty and shady, okay? I'm all about ideas. I don't subscribe to the right or left. But of course, since, I've been told that I'm a apologist, Nazi apologist, and people think I'm conservative. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I kind of like step back and go look at both sides and go, which one am we talking about here? There's dumb things that Trump say. There's dumb things that Cortez has said. And she said a lot recently, But Trump also, same thing. It's like, God, this guy, his ego, my God. Stuff that he does, it's fucking annoying. But at the same time, I'm like, Cortez, same thing. God damn, she just thinks her shit don't stink. But, yeah, it's crazy. It's all crazy, guys. But, hey, how about Suicide Squad 2? What's going on with that? My God! Idris Elba is really going to take over as Deadshot? I already did my short video about it. I expressed it. And it's funny, too, how people are, like, totally saddened if this is the case. Again, nothing confirmed by the studio, but yet people are running with it. When it comes to the Ben Affleck stuff, it's like, yeah, I'm going to wait for the studio. And then with stuff like this, it's like, you just run with it. We don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, most likely it probably is true because, this conveniently showed up after the Sujihara stuff because he's in hot water for basically covering up and, texting, the Brett Ratner stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, the guy's going to lose his job, which we're all happy about. We don't give a fuck about that guy because, he's made so many bad decisions. He fucked over Snyder. He fucked over Ader. It's all there. We don't give a fuck. If he ends up stepping down, losing his job, losing his name, fuck him. We don't care, which is fine. But it's just so convenient that all of a sudden the Deadshot news came out. It's a little weird. Yeah, which is, that happens in politics. Trump does that. All presidents do that. Hey, we got to put this out there so then people don't know that we're actually doing this. Yeah, all presidents do that. Even your precious Obama did that. Bush, Clinton, they all do it, okay? Jesus Christ. I love it when people just don't point out the shadiness because they are part of that side. It's like, it's the same thing with everywhere. It's tribalism. We're all tribalistic. Maybe the fact that I'm, not married and don't have kids, I don't have that tribalism mentality. I don't know why I don't have that. I think for a period I had that, but I just don't have that now. I just kind of step back and go, wait a minute, and am I always right? No. There's some times where I go, wait a minute, guys. And then I realize, okay, well, I'm being too much. Because sometimes with whatever side is like going, hey, I almost want to push back on it and be like, wait a minute, because that's just a normal thing. So I'll push back, like when it comes to DC and Marvel. Sometimes I'll push back against DC stuff and then realize, whoa, I shouldn't do that. Or with Marvel stuff. And I'll be like, whoa, okay, I'm being a little too fucking dickish right here. I've done that. So I try my best to just kind of step back and go, okay, let me take in the stuff. Let me think about it. Let me analyze it. Let's do it. But anyways, when it comes to the Suicide Squad, what the fuck is going on with this movie? Because apparently... Okay, Will Smith's not returning, which I was like, okay, that's fine. As long as we still have Harley and Waller, we should be good. But then all of a sudden, now they're saying that Idris Elba is going to fucking take over, which, like I said, I loved it. I love it that people are so hesitant to shit on it. Because, why? Idris Elba is excellent. He's awesome. A lot of people are saying this is an upgrade. A lot of people don't want to admit it's an upgrade or a downgrade or nothing like that because they're both so good. And I said it too. I love Will Smith. I've been a fan of him since the Fresh Prince days. Over 20 years. Probably close to 25 now. That I've been a fan of that man. But when it came to doing Deadshot, I'm like, okay, is this going to be... If Elba does take it over, is it going to be bad? No, not at all. As much as I love Will Smith, it's not like he totally consumed and embodied the character. If you actually, read the character, he Will Smithed it. Anytime Will Smith does a character, I would say like Ali, he really fucking gave us something special. And he's given us special performances and he's given us some really shitty performances too. But I would say when he did Ali, That was probably the most that he stepped out of the Will Smith boundaries. I mean, I guess Pursuit of Happiness, same thing. He's really challenged himself throughout the years, and I'll give him that. But there's just some actors that really, they can't do what Christian Bale does, you know? That man can just totally transform himself. And some actors, a lot of actors really, can't do that. Sometimes you just build a brand, and Will Smith is a brand. So when it came to him doing Deadshot, it was like, cool, yeah, he made the character his own. But it was still Will Smith doing it. And my gripe has, ever since I saw the fucking movie, was he didn't wear that mask long enough. Deadshot wears his mask. When he's out and he's going to do his shit, he's wearing that mask. But he wore the mask 2, maybe 3 times for a short period of time. Because, you know, it's Will Smith. He's a brand. You have to show his face. It's the way it is. There's a lot of actors like that. What do you think, like, when it comes to Marvel Studios? Chris Evans, Robert Downey. All those guys on the posters are not wearing their masks. But when it came to Batman vs. Superman, guess who always had his mask on? Ben Affleck. Mainly because Batman is... yeah, because Batman is just so iconic. You can't do that almost, you know? Batman transcends any actor, really. But even if you had the biggest actor playing Batman, which Ben Affleck's pretty damn well known, he ain't taking that cowl off. You're not gonna do it. But, I mean, if you look at MCU posters, you know, you always see Robert Downey's head. You always see Chris Evans without his Captain America cowl helmet on. You know, it's just the way it is. You got to see who the actor is. I hate that. I don't like it. But to me, it seems like Alba would, it wouldn't matter to him. He'd be like, I'll wear it most of the time. And I hope he does if he, in fact, ends up being Deadshot. I hope we see that Deadshot mask most of the time. It doesn't have to be in the in-between stuff where they're, you know, where the team is talking to each other. That's fine. But when it's battle, full-on battle, and they're in there. But even like, you know, even like right after, like, you know, I just want to see that mask on a lot of the times. I do. And I think Elba is not really a brand because, I mean, I guess he kind of is. He's starting to be. But, you know, the guy has proved himself to be versatile, you know, so I don't know. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not shitting on Will Smith. I would actually prefer that he return, to be honest with you. I would rather have Will Smith return. But to have Elba take over, there's nothing wrong with that. In my eyes, I'm not going to say it's an upgrade or downgrade. I'm saying that's a great alternative. That's a fantastic alternative in my eyes. Nothing wrong with that. I can go either way. I'd prefer Smith to return, but if he's not, Elba is the best choice for that role. So that's my 2 cents on it. I just want to know what the fuck's going on. I mean, I guess we're probably not going to find out till Comic-Con. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to fully find out what the fuck is going on. Is James Gunn really going to direct? You know, who's going to be part of the cast? It's just so weird to me. Because Suicide Squad was a hit. And, you know, the main reasons were the cast. Who knows? But, yeah. What else is going on? Shazam. Less than a month. Less than a week tomorrow night. Seeing, the other Captain Marvel. Yeah, when it comes to the reviews and stuff like that, actually, guys, I was going to record a video I've been thinking about for a while. I decided not to. I started writing it, But then I decided not to because I think I need to see the movie before I do it. I think it's going to be part of like my spoiler review, really. It's going to be my spoiler review. It's basically just saying that, hey, Marvel Studios, you need to make a good, awesome, like above and beyond Captain Marvel movie. You can't just sell this movie with a female lead. You can't just play the female card. That was what I was always thinking about. It's funny too because one of my old videos from like 8 months ago where Brie Larson was talking about, white men critics and this, that, and this, and being that fucking virtue signaling hero that she is, there was like a surge. Like I got a message saying this video is reached this, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, that makes sense. It was one that I did, and I'm like, yeah, and I went, okay, I've been talking about the stupidity around this movie in various videos. I did my Captain Marvel premiere video, which I was very proud of, because it just came to me, and literally from like, from when it hit my brain to when it was out there was like a little over 2 hours. And I went, there you go. And doing different videos where it's not just like a normal short video where I'm reacting to something, or, one of my long-range videos, to do something slightly different, always gratifying. It's a nice little change, and it's just always, and then seeing the reactions of people just saying that it was hilarious, that, oh man, that killed me, and just seeing the positive reaction that it's gotten. It's always reassuring, especially when sometimes you just lack of motivation, and I've told you guys that sometimes I'll have a lack of motivation. It really fuels that fire. And just tonight, when it comes to Christopher Nolan and his new movie, which, there was a description that came out, a leaked description that said that, oh yeah, it's fuck. Oh man, I'm just totally drawing a blank. Damn it. What are the description? The Hitchcock movie. Man, I am drawing a blank. And it's one of the best Hitchcock movies. Wow. Damn, I am totally, fuck. I hate it when this happens. I gotta look it up. Yeah. It's, fuck, what was it? It was comparing it to it. Yes, North by Northwest. Why? I kept thinking Southwest. I don't know why. Was I thinking of fucking Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's kid? Or the airline pilot? Yes, North by Northwest, Mistaken Identity, that kind of scenario. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. And Inception. That's what they were talking about. That's what they were describing his new movie. But turns out today, Warner Brothers said, no, that's false. That's not, we didn't release that. We don't know where that's from. So I went, cool. And then all of a sudden, an idea hit me that you will see this weekend. I will do it. I know sometimes I'll say like, yeah, I'm going to do a movie or do a video, and sometimes that doesn't happen. Usually that happens when it comes to talking points, and I kind of pull back. I pull back on it, and I go, wait a minute, maybe I should wait, or maybe this is not right at this moment. But this is going to be one of those creative videos, different. You'll see. I'm actually very much looking forward to it. It just hit me. I went, oh, I have an idea about this. Because it's crazy how Christopher Nolan, he just announced that Christopher Nolan's going to do a movie, and everybody's like, all right. And it's already going to make $500 million. Anyways, I don't know. I for some reason, I just could not remember the name. I kept thinking Southwest? No. North by Northwest. Jesus Christ. I'm not the guy. See, I can't even remember the... God, man, my brain sometimes... You know what happens, guys? And this is what sucks. And it's something that I wish that I need to work on. No matter how long you've been doing something, even though, like I said, I've been doing it since 2011, even though, sometimes when the camera's on, when the microphone's hot, I just lose my shit. I just go, what the fuck? I just lose my train of thought sometimes, and I can't remember certain things. Like, I could talk and talk and talk and talk. It's one of the unique talents I have, I guess. But there's sometimes where, like, information or something, it just my brain farts or whatever. But anyways, I think all this kind of started when I was talking about the Snyder event. Yeah. Quite a few people that have hit me up saying like, yeah, I'll be there. It's going to be an interesting event to see you guys, to see some of you guys, a lot of you guys. There's going to be a lot of people that I've conversed with on Twitter and various other things that are going to be there, that I'm meet in person. Chris Wong Swenson's going to be there. So definitely there's going to be something there. I want to do something, and hopefully I can talk to the man himself, Zack Snyder. That'd be fucking sweet. Get a picture. And just speak to him, talk to him, and everything. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of heads there that are going to be showing up that do not like me, which will be interesting. It's just going to be an interesting night. You know, I just hope that some of these people who are flying in, spending money to do this, that they're not going to overhype themselves and thinking, oh, I'm going to end up seeing the Snyder Cut, or the Snyder Cut's going to be announced. I know a lot of people are hoping for that and seeing that, but I'm going, don't do that. Don't build it up. Please do not do that. Please do not build it up and do that, all that stuff. It's the same thing in what happened with last year's Comic-Con. What happened then? A lot of people built it up that Snyder was going to be at Comic-Con. Sorry, I'm going to get a little something to show on. They built it up that Snyder was going to be there and announced the Snyder Cut. And guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. A lot of people were disappointed, angry. And then, yeah, that was a tough week because I was like, you know, what I heard from my source was, no, he's not going to be there. I asked like a week before or a few days before. I'm like, he's not going to be there? He said, not that I know of. And sure enough, he was right. And I put it out there. I said, no. And I had a lot of people that were pissed off at me. And it got exhausting. But I'm like, how is that my fault? All I said was, what I heard is that he's not going to be there. And even people to this day think that something was supposed to happen. And they canceled at the last minute. I don't know. That's not what I heard. I heard that, yeah, I know he was across the water, but that's just the vacation spot that he likes to frequent. I don't know. And like I said, Snyder's not a dick. He wasn't going to fucking take away from the 3 directors that had movies there to promote, you know? He's not going to be like that. To me, maybe he did show up and he hung out with those people. Your James Wan, your Sandberg, your Jenkins. He probably did. To me, it's like, hey, let's go to our favorite vacation spot, Deborah, and then maybe we'll walk around, check out Comic-Con and hang out with some of those guys that we know. I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened. But maybe at the same time, there was a hint. Maybe there was a hint of a possibility. Who knows? Like, people are going to ask. Obviously, people are going to ask about the Snyder Cut when it comes to this event. It's going to happen. I don't know. If I can get the man up close and personal, I'm going to be like, hey, man, I know you got a movie theater. I'm wondering, can we head over right there and maybe watch the sequel to the movie that you just showed right now, which is, you know, BVS? Can we see your sequel of it? Because I hear you have a cut. I know the VFX aren't done. There's a lot of missing VFX. But yeah, I'm willing to watch it still. Because, you know, there's a possibility you might have showed some people. Anyways, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it, you know, talking with people, and then hopefully like Swenson and I will be doing something. Probably going to have to purchase some microphones or whatnot to do something. I don't know. It's going to be good stuff, though. But, yeah. Anyways, seeing Captain Marvel tomorrow. I'm going to end up seeing it twice, too, by the way. So hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's not Ant-Man and Wasp bad. I'm really hoping. Because I'm going to see it again on Saturday, supposedly. Because I'm taking somebody. who wants to see it. So I was like, okay. You know, I went, oh, you want to see it? I'm going to see it Thursday. Do you want to see it Thursday, or do you want to do the whole wine and dine and then go see it? And of course she went, wine and dine. God, you fucking girls and your wine and dine me. Jesus. My God. It's almost like you want to be treated like a lady. What's up with that? It's 2019. We're supposed to treat you like dudes. Jesus. Nah. I don't think it'll be like that bad. Hopefully not. But the video idea that I had, I just know I need to see it before I start making some points and this, that, and this. What is this? I have a web page open. I have no idea what the hell it's about. Anyways, let's answer some questions. My desktop computer is still fucked up. I don't know how to fix it. Macs are so shitty. I tried to fix it over the weekend. I can't edit on this thing, by the way. Yeah. I can't do a lot of things. Remember how I used to do my short videos where I was sitting at my desktop? Yeah, I don't do that anymore. I mean, I guess I could still. It doesn't really require it. I think it's just more comfortable sitting on the couch on my MacBook that's newer and that is still working very, very nicely. But my iMac, which I've had for over 3 years, yeah, with the updates and everything, fucked up my editor. I tried to date it back. Didn't work because, yeah, I don't know, just didn't work. I tried various things and it's just not working. I'm going to look into it more this weekend. Just be like, hey, come on. Because sometimes it's just nice to because I record my audio and everything right here at my desk. You know, I'm all about it. Yeah. So. What? I just read something. I'm like, really? Okay. Not gonna fucking say it. Anyways, let's answer some questions. If you want to ask me a question on here, just hit me up on Twitter using the hashtag Film Junket Podcast. Easiest way to do it. So here we go, guys. Karan, painter of comics. Sorry. Really, you going to do a reaction to the Brightburn trailer? They released a new one. Yeah, I actually meant to do that tonight. I was going to do that tonight, and I totally forgot about it. So I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, because I'm actually looking forward to that movie. I really am. That little spin on a supposed, Man of Steel, Superman spin. I like it. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. And even though it's going to be hard because, it's movie day tomorrow. So I'll do it. I'll get home, record it right away, boom, 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 and just get everything going. So, yeah, I meant to do that tonight. I totally forgot about it. Shit. Thank you for reminding me. Jesus. See, sometimes it's hard to keep track of shit. With all the news and stuff like that. And then me wanting to do this other video, and then the podcast, just totally fucked that up. Miguel M. You gonna ask any questions at Snyder's event, Dave? What would you want to ask? I don't know. I haven't thought about what I'd want to ask. Obviously, it's for the BVS, so I'd probably stick to more BVS questions. But if I can get the man personally, I'd ask more in-depth questions. Why not? Adam, at The Movie Jam. Do you think if Sujihara gets canned, our Snyder Cut chances increase or stay the same? I'd say, depending on who took over, most likely would stay the same, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I know that's not the answer you want to hear, but it's the whole studio, Jeez. Josh Myers asks, removing Jim Lee from the equation, what artist would you like to see illustrate Snyder's Justice League story if it was converted into a graphic novel? Fucking give it to Frank Miller, man. because that's where, BVS was inspired by that. So why not? Doesn't he illustrate some of that? Isn't that what? Yeah. I'm not really keen on the whole who's illustrating what. I mean, Jim Lee. Oh man. Some of the stuff. I mean, Kevin Smith even said he fucking just went all out and actually storyboarded a lot of shit. But I'm just give it to Frank Miller then. Why not? Charlie at Snyder Cut JL. What are your thoughts on Game Over Greggy release the Snyder Cut? I didn't even know. Who the fuck's this guy? Oh, it's somebody with 1.3 million followers. My God, I did not even hear about this. Who the fuck? See, I get out of touch at people. I don't know who this guy is. It's Greg Miller. No, I've heard of this guy. He's a big gamer dude, right? Mainly nerd shit. Yeah, I've seen this guy. I didn't know he did. That's good. That's really good. Anybody who has a big audience, that's fine. I know I got a lot of hell for Mr. Daniel RPK for tweeting out that poll. I got some hell, but it was mainly from the fucking idiots who are not really DC fans, who are not really fans of anything. They're weird, like just totally on Snyder's jock fans that were the ones that were giving me shit. Because they hate anybody who has an audience. They really do. And that's one of the things that once your audience grows, and I've noticed with me that my audience has grown, now all of a sudden I'm a sellout, It's just the way it is. Claytalian, buddy, with Idris Elba seemingly cast as Deadshot and Margot Robbie, Viola Davis set to return as Harley Quinn and Amanda Waller. What new DC villains would you like to see to fill out the Task Force X? P.S. I personally really like Katana to return. Yeah, I want Boomerang to return. Killer Frost would be nice to see. King Shark would be cool to see. Maybe not have Croc, bring in King Shark, Diamond Head. I mean, that last Suicide Squad animated movie was really good. Bring in, some of those guys. Bronze Tiger. Bring in him. Why not? But, yeah, I just kind of hope some of their players return. Like, I'd like to see Katana return. JD McRae asks, on a scale from 1 to you being cast as Batman, are you excited about Shazam? Very. Especially with that new clip that came out where he's all, I believe I can fly! And he's trying to fly and he goes, what arm is it? Because he's trying to put his arm out and he can't fly. That had me rolling. The movie's going to be hilarious. Every little clip that I see, I'm like, okay, this movie's going to be fucking hilarious. It really is. And I know some people don't like that, but I mean, that's the character. He's supposed to be like that. The Quantum Samurai. I have a feeling that Godzilla King of the Monsters is going to surprise a lot of people and probably be the biggest movie of the year and not Avengers Endgame. What do you think? No. Endgame is going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. No. No. I mean, I'm not saying that Godzilla is going to be a bomb or something like that, but I don't think it's going to be as big as Endgame. Come on. Infinity War was one of the biggest movies last year, and people want to see how it ends up. And it's going to be the end. I mean, everybody talks about the Fox X-Men end of an era. Well, yeah, this is the same thing with Avengers, because most likely we're not going to see Chris Evans again as Captain America, or Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. We're not going to see that. We most likely won't see that again. So, no, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be bigger. Godzilla is going to be big. It'll probably be bigger than the first Godzilla because there was some divisiveness. Because, what's his nuts was like, hey, I'm going to build it up just like they built up the shark and the dinosaurs, but people couldn't handle it. But it sounds like this one's just going to be a monster fest. From what's his name? I can't think of the director right now, but you know, I think it'll be a huge hit, but it's not going to be bigger than Endgame. No way. Hey, I could be wrong, and I will be okay with being wrong. I'll say that too. Bryce signed the contract. Fuck you. I've talked to you, Scarson, because you're a Phillies guy, and he almost went to the Giants. Damn it. The Giants offered him a long-term deal for a little less money, but the Phillies offered more. You fuck. Damn it. That's all right. No hate here. It's fine. The Giants are going to just suck this year. They're sucking in spring training. That's for damn sure. Thoughts on the trailer for Ari Aster's Midsummer? I think it's the most anticipated movie this summer. I have not seen it yet, so I'll have to check it out. Sorry that I have not checked that out yet, but I will. The Chinaman. Hey, that's not politically correct, all right? Screenplay info. The Chinaman? Come on, that's like a racial slur nowadays. What's your favorite David Fincher movies? Mine is Zodiac, which I actually watched like a couple weeks ago. Very good, very good. So good. It's one of my all-time favorites. Well, I like pretty much all the Finchers, but obviously, if you look at my little banner and see what I tweet, Fight Club is my all-time favorite Fincher, just because he took that book and he just made it happen. You know, it still holds up to this day, and it was made 20 years ago. It's crazy. You know, it's got one of those twisty surprise endings, which goes down in history with that. It's up there with like Empire and Seven, which is another Fincher, which is probably my second favorite Fincher. And then probably Social Network, then Zodiac. I don't know. Yeah. But, God, I want more Fincher. Fight Club is just, I mean, it's a tale about masculinity. It's a tale on where we're headed, you know, and even though, I mean, I actually read Palahniuk's Fight Club 2 graphic novel. I have it. I read it. It's batshit crazy. Goes even more extreme. I don't know if anybody can turn that into a movie. And then Fight Club 3 is actually being released right now. I got to go get it. But it's just so fucking good. Just so fucking good. All right. I think that's it. That's all the questions right there, guys. I appreciate you guys sending me the questions and clicking in and listening to me talk shit for a while. It's always fun. Always awesome. And, yeah, guys. Just stay tuned for the Vodka stream tomorrow night, of course. I'll be doing that as well, and just everything else. And, yeah, we'll have a good time in a couple of weeks when it comes to the Snyder event. We'll see what happens with that. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And hey, like Clay Ano said, you know, don't lose hope on this stuff, you know. As much as, you know, he also said that, hey, yeah, when it comes to studio stuff and this, that, and this, it's like, you know, it just doesn't seem like the Snyder Cut's going to actually happen anytime soon. But, you know, you just never know what's going to happen. But you can't overhype yourself and then get upset. That's one thing that I will leave you guys with this. And that was one thing that happened Comic-Con last year. Is that people were super hyped that Snyder was going to end up showing up, and then they were going to announce the Snyder Cut, and then it didn't happen at all. People got upset, and then the people who were like, yeah, that wasn't going to happen, they just got pissed off and fucking everything, blah, 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 you know. Just don't, you know. It's going to be talked about. 100% somebody's going to ask about the Snyder Cut. Obviously. Q&A, Batman vs. Superman, of course. It's going to happen. But, you know, don't fucking overhype and think, oh, man, he's going to fucking drop some... Who knows? Who knows what he's going to say? We know it exists. It does exist. It's not fully finished. VFX is the one thing definitely not finished. But who knows what's going to happen? We'll see. All right, guys. All right. Love you. Talk to you later.